If you think English traditions are all about cups of tea and eating fish and chips in the rain, think again. And while you might have heard about the more unusual traditions like cheese rolling and Morris dancing, the truth is, these aren't practiced very regularly at all. In this video, I've gathered together 11 traditions that mark English calendars and that everyone who lives in England knows about and takes part in. Cheese rolling at Cooper's Hill is a centuries-old and wildly unconventional race held annually on the spring bank holiday, the last Monday in May, in Brockworth, Gloucestershire, England. The event involves participants chasing a 3.5-kilogram wheel of double Gloucester cheese down a steep, grassy slope known as Cooper's Hill, which has a gradient of approximately 45 degrees. The cheese is released first and can reach speeds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, making it nearly impossible to catch. The first person to cross the finish line at the bottom of the hill is declared the winner and awarded the cheese. The exact origins of the event are unclear, but it is believed to date back at least 200 years, with some theories suggesting it could be over 600 years old. The race consists of several categories, including men's and women's races, as well as junior and disabled divisions. The steepness of the hill often leads to tumbles and falls, making the race both thrilling and hazardous. Injuries are common, ranging from sprained ankles to more serious incidents, and medical teams are on hand to assist. The Sunday roast is a family tradition in England and is seen as a time for family gathering and relaxation. It's considered a hearty, comforting meal to end the week. It's a meal of roast meat, traditionally beef, roast potatoes, vegetables, and Yorkshire puddings served with gravy. Sunday roasts are often cooked at home, but they're also served in pubs and restaurants all over England, and they're usually eaten at lunchtime. The meal can be quite elaborate and is often compared to a mini version of a Christmas dinner. England is one of the few countries that places its random bank holidays on a Monday, called public holidays in many countries. They are called bank holidays because banks and many businesses are closed on these days, although shops, pubs, and restaurants often remain open. There are 2 bank holiday Mondays in May and 1 in August. This means several long weekends are scattered throughout the year. What do the people do on one of these long weekends? Head for the coast and get stuck in traffic usually. People attend music festivals, fairs, parades, and sports events, or are working on home projects. It's common to do-it-yourself work or gardening, especially in spring and summer. Or they spend Sunday night drinking a little too much alcohol and then bank holiday Monday nursing a hangover. Bank holidays are generally seen as a welcome break from routine, a chance to recharge, catch up with loved ones, or just enjoy some leisure time. Every year on the 1st of May, villages and towns across England awaken with the joyful spirit of May Day, one of the country's oldest and most colorful celebrations. Rooted in ancient pagan festivals, May Day marks the return of spring, a time of fertility, growth, and renewal. Long before modern calendars and city life, communities gathered to welcome the warmth and life of the new season. In many towns, the day begins with the raising of the maypole, a tall wooden pole adorned with brightly colored ribbons. Children and dancers, dressed in whites and pastels, gather around, each holding a ribbon. As the music starts, they skip and weave around the pole in opposite directions, creating intricate patterns, a living symbol of unity and the cycles of nature. Nearby, you might hear the jingling bells and tapping sticks of Morris dancers, men clad in traditional white outfits with colorful sashes and flowered hats. With rhythmic steps, clashing sticks, and waving handkerchiefs, they perform lively folk dances passed down through generations. At the heart of the festival, a young girl is crowned the May Queen, draped in flowers and honored as the spirit of spring. She leads processions through the village, often accompanied by figures like the Green Man, a leafy symbol of the natural world's rebirth. Whether through dancing, decorating, or simply gathering together, May Day in England remains a vibrant celebration of life, community, and the turning of the seasons, a joyful reminder that after every long winter, spring always returns. Pancake Day is, not surprisingly, a day when English people eat pancakes. The day is also known as Shrove Tuesday. It always falls on a Tuesday, and is the day before the traditional 40-day fasting period of Lent begins before Easter. It's the day to eat up all of the rich foods, eggs and fats, before Lent starts. Pancakes are often cooked for dinner, and the most traditional way to eat them in England is with lemon and sugar. You have to try it. It's really good. Pancakes are also eaten with golden syrup, chocolate spread, and jam. People all over England celebrate Pancake Day, whether they are Christian or not. Wimbledon is England's most famous tennis tournament, and it takes place every year in June. Wimbledon is the oldest and most prestigious tennis tournament in the world, held annually in Wimbledon, London, England. It's one of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments, alongside the Australian Open, French Open, and US Open, and the only one still played on grass courts, which is the sport's original surface. There are a few traditions associated with Wimbledon, including the all-white dress code and the presence of the royal family. The Royal Box is a special seating area reserved for members of the royal family and distinguished guests. Fans often camp out overnight in line to get day-of tickets to the matches. But for most people, eating strawberries and cream while watching tennis, either in person or on TV, is the best tradition. It's estimated that 28,000 kilos of strawberries and 10,000 liters of cream are consumed at the Wimbledon tournament every year. Bonfire Night is celebrated on the 5th of November every year, and it commemorates the failure of a plot to blow up the Houses of Parliament. It's also called Guy Fawkes Night, named after one of the men who planned to kill the king and his parliament in 1605. People build large bonfires on which they burn a model of Guy Fawkes and set off fireworks. There are also large public bonfires and firework displays. A traditional food on Bonfire Night is parkin, a sticky cake made of treacle and ginger. People also cook potatoes wrapped in foil and marshmallows on the bonfire itself. Remembrance Day is on the 11th of November, and it commemorates all members of the armed forces who served in the World Wars and the conflicts since. It is also called Poppy Day because of the tradition of wearing paper poppies. These poppies are sold all over England for charity in the weeks before Remembrance Day. There is a 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. on the 11th of November throughout England every year. The first one happened in London in 1919. Pub culture in England is an integral part of social life, serving as a gathering place for communities. The pub, short for public house, is more than just a place to grab a drink, especially real ales. Traditional pub food, such as fish and chips and Sunday roasts, complements the drinks. Many pubs offer games like darts, pool, and pub quizzes, adding to the fun atmosphere. The concept of rounds is central to pub etiquette, where groups take turns buying drinks. Pubs are often cozy and historic, with some having been in operation for centuries. They play a key role in local culture, with many having unique names and fascinating histories. Football is a major part of pub life, with many patrons gathering to watch games together. The English afternoon tea is a cherished tradition that originated in the early 19th century, when Anna, the Duchess of Bedford, introduced the idea of a light afternoon snack to bridge the gap between lunch and dinner. The custom quickly became a fashionable social event, especially among the upper class. Traditional afternoon tea consists of several components. Typically, black tea, crustless sandwiches, warm scones, and a variety of sweet treats like Victoria sponge, fruit tarts, and shortbread. Afternoon tea is usually served in the late afternoon, around 3:30 to 5 p.m., and is a relaxed social occasion. The English prom tradition, short for promenade, is an event that marks the end of a student's high school or secondary school years and is typically held in the summer. Similar to the American tradition, it involves formal attire, with students wearing tuxedos or evening gowns. Proms are often held in large venues such as hotels or school halls and are decorated to create a festive atmosphere. Some proms feature themes like Hollywood or masquerade. A notable aspect of the prom is the election of a prom king and prom queen chosen by classmates. Music, dancing, and speeches are part of the celebration, with speeches reflecting on students' achievements. Though the concept of prom is still relatively new in England, it has grown in popularity over time. However, English proms tend to be less extravagant than their American counterparts, with fewer additions like limousines. Overall, the prom is a fun and memorable way for students to mark the end of their school years and celebrate their accomplishments before moving on to the next chapter of their lives. So, have you ever experienced any of these English traditions? Which of these traditions would you like to try? Let me know in the comments below.